काना गोपी परनधन मदन मनोहर कालिय दमन विधाना आमल हरिनाम अमय विलास विपिन पुरंदर नवीन नगर बर वंशी बदन सुबास ब्रज जन पालना असुर कुल नासना नंद गोधन रखवाला गोविंद माधव नवनित तस्कर सुंदर नंद गोपाला जमुना तट चरा गोपी बसन हरा रास रसिका कृपा माया श्री राधा वल्लभ वृंदावन नटवरा श्री राधा वल्लभ वृंदावन नटवरा भक्ति विनोद आश्रया यशोमति नंदन ब्रजबर नागर गोकुल रंजन काना हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ribol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Gaur Hari. Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Gaur Hari. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Gaur Hari. Jai Sachinandana, Gaur Hari. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Tai Gaur Premanande. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karo Mare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karo Mare. Toma बिना के दयालो जगत संसार दयालो जगत संसार पतिता पावना है तो तब अवतारा तब बता मौसमापतिता प्रभु न पाइबे आर। हा प्रभु नित्यानंदा प्रेमानंद सुखी प्रभु कृपा बला कना कर आमी बर दुखी। दया करो सीतापते अद्वैत गोसाई। अद्वैत गोसाई तब कृपा बोले पाए चैतन्य निताय। हा स्वरूप सनातना रूप रघुनाथ। भट्ट जुगा श्री बहार प्रभु लोकनाथ। दया करो श्री आचार्य प्रभु श्रीनिवास। रामचंद्र संग मगे नरोत्तम दास। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दया कर मोरे। तुम बिना के दयालु जगत संसारे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Gaura, Gaura. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. हरि नाम संकीर्तन के जय. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Chant, chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya kara mare. तुम बिना के दयालो जगत संसार. जय राधा मदन मोहन, राधा मदन मोहन, जय श्री राधे. जय राधा मदन मोहन, राधा मदन मोहन, श्री राधे. जय राधा दामोदर, राधा दामोदर श्री राधे जय महाप्रभु 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 जय महाप्रभु जय पंचतत्व 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 जय पंचतत्व जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह लक्ष्मी नरसिंह लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय गुरुदेव हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन श्रीमन महाप्रभु श्री श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव सुबह दर्शन आरती की can put Brahma Samhita.
ईश्वरा परमा आनंद विग्रहा अनादिरादिर्गोविन्दा सर्वकारणकारणं सहस्रपत्रकमलं गोकुलाख्यं महत्पदं तत्कर्णिकारं तद्धामा तदनन्तांशसम्भवम् कर्णिकारं महद्यन्त्रं षट्कोणं वज्रकीलकं षडङ्गा षट्पादिस्थानं प्रकृत्या पुरुषेण च प्रेमानन्दमहानन्दारासेनावस्थितं हि यत् ज्योतिरूपेण मनुना कामबीजेन सङ्गतं तत्किञ्जल्कं तदंशानां पत्राणि श्रियामपि चतुरस्त्रं तत्परिता श्वेतद्वीपाख्यमद्भुतं चतुरस्त्रं चतुर्मूर्तेश्चतुर्धामा चतुष्कृतं चतुर्भिः पुरुषार्थिश्च चतुर्भिर्हेतुर्भिर्व्रतं शूलेर्दशभिरानद्धम् ऊर्ध्वादो दिग्विदिक्ष्वपि अष्टद्भिर्निजभिर्जुष्टम् अष्टभिः मनुरूपैश्च दशभिर्दिक्पाले परितोवृतं श्यामेर्गौरैश्च रक्तैश्च शुक्लैश्च पार्षदार्षभिः शोभितं शक्तिभिस्ताभिरद्भुताभिः समन्ततः एवं ज्योतिर्मयो देवा सदानन्दपरात्परः आत्मा रामस्य तास्यास्ति प्रकृत्या न समागतः मायया राममानस्य नावियोगस्तया सह आत्मना रमया रेमे त्यक्तकालं शिशीर्षया नियतिः सा रमा देवी तत्प्रिया तद्वशं तदा तालिङ्गं भगवान् शम्भुर्ज्योतिरूपा सनातनः या योनिस्सा पराशक्ति कामबीजं महद्धरे लिङ्गयोन्यात्मिका जाता इमा माहेश्वरी प्रजा नियतिः सा रमा देवी तत्प्रिया तद्वशं तदा शक्ति ताल्लिङ्गं भगवान् शम्भुर्ज्योतिरूपा सनातना या योनिशा पराशक्ति कामबीजं महद्धरे लिङ्गयोन्यात्मिका जाता इमा माहेश्वरी प्रजा शक्तिमान् पुरुषस्सोऽयं लिङ्गरूपी महेश्वरः तस्मिन् आविराभूल्लिङ्गे महाविष्णुर्जगत्पतिः सहस्रशीर्षा पुरुषा सहस्राक्षः सहस्रपात् सहस्रबाहुर्विश्वात्मा सहस्रांशा सहस्रशुः नारायणः स भगवान् आपस्तस्मात् सनातनात् आविरासीत् कार्णिकार्णो निधि संकर्षणात्मकः योगनिद्रं गतेस्तस्मिन् सहस्रांशा स्वयं महान् तद्रोमाबिलजालेषु बीजं संकर्षणस्य च हैमान्यण्डानि जातानि महाबाहु तवावृतानि तु प्रत्यण्डम् एवमेकास्माद् विशति स्वयं सहस्रमूर्धा विश्वात्मा महाविष्णुः सनातनः विमाङ्गाद् अश्रजद्विष्णुं दक्षिणाङ्गात् प्रजापतिं ज्योतिर्लिङ्गमयं शम्भुं कुर्चदेशात् अवासृजत् अहङ्कारात्मकं विश्वं तस्माद् एतद्व्यजायत अत ते स्त्रिविधैर्वेषैर्लीला उद्भतः किल योगनिद्रा भगवती तस्य श्रीरिव सङ्गता शिश्रिक्षायां ततो नाभेस्तस्य पद्मं विनिर्ययौ तन्नालं हेमनलिनं ब्रह्मणो लोकमद्भुतम् तत्त्वानि पूर्वरूढानि कारणानि परस्परं समवायाप्रयोगाच्च विभिन्नानि पृथक् पृथक् चिच्छक्त्या सज्जमानोऽथ भगवान् आदिपुरुषः योजयन्मायया देवो योगनिद्राम् अकल्पयत् योजयित्वा तु तान्येव प्रविवेश स्वयं गुहां प्रविष्टे तस्मिंस्तु जीवात्मा प्रतिबुध्यते सा नित्यो नित्यसम्बन्धा प्राकृतिश्च परैस्वाम् एवं सर्वात्मसम्बन्धं नाभ्यां पद्मं हरेरभूत् तत्र ब्रह्मा भवद्भूयश्चतुर्वेदी चतुर्मुखः सञ्जातो भगवच्चक्त्या तत्कालं कीलचोदितः शिश्रिक्षायां मतिं चक्रे पूर्वसंस्कारसंस्कृतः दर्श केवलं धन्वान्तं नान्यत् किम् अपि सर्वतः उवाच पुरुषस्तस्मै तस्य दिव्या सरस्वती कामकृष्णाय गोविन्दा हे गोपीजन इत्यपि वल्लभाय प्रिया वह्नेर्मन्त्रं ते दास्यति प्रियं तपस्तं तपतेतेन तव सिद्धिर्भविष्यति अताते सचिरं प्रीणं गोविन्दमव्ययं श्वेतद्वीपापतिं कृष्णं गोलोकस्थं परात्परं प्रकृत्या गुणरूपिण्या पर्युपासितं सहस्रदलसम्पन्ने कोटिकिञ्जल्कभ्रमिते भूमिश्चिन्तामणिस्तत्र कर्णिकारे महाशने समासीनं चिदानन्दं ज्योतिरूपं सनातनं शब्दब्रह्मामयं वेणुं वादित्यन्तं मुखाम्बुजे विलासिनी गणवृतं स्वे स्वेरंशैरभीष्टुतम् अथ वेणुनिनादस्य त्रयीमूर्तिमयी गतिः स्फुरन्ति प्रविशेषाशु मुखाब्जानि स्वयंभुवः गायत्रीं गायतस्तस्माद् अभिगत्या सरोजयः संस्कृतश्चादिगुणुना दिव्यताम् अगमत्तता त्रय्या प्रबुद्धोत विद्धिर्विज्ञाततत्त्वसागरः तुष्टाववेदसारेण श्रोत्रेणानेन केशवम् चिन्तामणि प्रकटसद्मशुकल्पवृक्षा लक्षाव्रतेषु सुरभिरभिपालयन्तं लक्ष्मीसहस्रशतसम्भ्रमसेव्यमानं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि वेणुं क्वनन्तमरविन्ददलायताक्षं बर्हावतं शमसिताम्बुदसुन्दराङ्गं कन्दर्पकोटिकमनीयविशेषशोभं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आलोलचन्द्रकलसद्वनमाल्यवंशी रत्नाङ्गदं प्रणयकेलिकलाविलासं श्यामं त्रिभङ्गललितं नियतप्रकाशं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि अङ्गानि यस्य सकलेन्द्रियवृत्तिमन्ति पश्यन्ति पान्ति कलयन्ति चिरं जगन्ति आनन्दचिन्मयसदुज्ज्वलविग्रहस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि अद्वैतमच्युतमनादिमनन्तरूपम् आद्यं पुराणपुरुषं नवयौवनं च वेदेषु दुर्लभमदुर्लभमात्मभक्तौ गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि पन्तास्तु कोटिशतवत्सरसम्प्रगम्यो वायोरथापि मनसो मुनिपुङ्गवानां सोऽप्यस्ति यत्प्रपदसीम्यविचिन्त्य तत्त्वे गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि एकोऽप्यसौ रचयितुं जगदण्डकोटिं यच्चक्तिरस्ति जगदण्डचयाय दन्ता अण्डान्तरस्थपरमाणुचयान्तरस्थं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यद्भावभावितधियो मनुजास्तथैव सम्प्राप्य रूपमहिमाशनयानभूषा सूक्तेर्यम् एव निगमा प्रतितैस्तुवन्ति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आनन्दचिन्मयरसा प्रतिभाविताभिस्ताभिर्य एव निजरूपतया कलाभिः गोलोक एव निवसत्यखिलात्मभूतो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि प्रेमाञ्जनच्चुरितभक्तिविलोचनेन सन्तः सदैव हृदयेषु विलोकयन्ति यं श्यामसुन्दरमचिन्त्य गुणस्वरूपं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि रामादिमूर्तिषु कलानियमेन तिष्ठन् नानावतारमकरोद्भुवनेषु किन्तु कृष्णस्वयं सम्भवत् परमपुमान्यो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्य प्रभा प्रभवतो जगदण्डकोटिकोटिष्वशेषवसुधादिविभूतिभिन्नं तद्ब्रह्मनिष्कलमनन्तमशेषभूतं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि माया हि यस्य जगदण्डशतानि सूते त्रैगुण्यतद्विषयवेदवितायमाना सत्त्वावलम्बि परसत्त्वविशुद्धसत्त्वं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आनन्दचिन्मयरसात्मतया मनस्सु यप्राणिनां प्रतिफलं समरताम् उपेत्याम् लीलायितेन भुवनानि जगत्यजस्रं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोलोकनाम्नि निजधाम्नि तले च तस्या देवी महेशहरिधामसुतेषु तेषु ते ते प्रभावनिचया विहिताश्च येन गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि सृष्टिस्थितिप्रलयसाधनशक्तिरेका छायेव यस्य भुवनानि बिभर्ति दुर्गा इच्छानुरूपमपि यस्य च चेष्टते सा गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि क्षीरं यथा दधिविकारविशेषयोगात् संजायते न हि तथा पृथगस्ति हेतो यस्सम्भूतामपि तथा समुपैति कार्यात् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि दीपार्चिरेव हि दशान्तरमभ्युपेत्य दीपायते विवृतहेतुसमानधर्मा यस्तादृगेव हि च विष्णुतया विभाति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यक्कारणार्णवजले भजति स्म योगा निद्रामनन्तजगदण्डसरोमकूपा आधारशक्तिमवलम्ब्य परां स्वमूर्तिं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्यैकनिवसिकनिकलम् अथावलम्ब्य जीवन्ति लोमविलजा जगदण्डनाथा विष्णुर्महान् स इह यस्य कलाविशेषो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि भास्वान् यथा स्म सकलेषु निजेषु तेजा स्वीयं कियत् प्रकटयत्यभितद्वदत्र ब्रह्माय एष जगदण्डविधानकर्ता गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यत्पादपल्लवयुगं विनिधाय कुम्भा द्वन्द्वे प्रणामसमये स गणाधिराजा विघ्नान् विहन्तुमलमस्य जगत्त्रयस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि अग्निर्मही गगनमम्बुमरुद्दिशश्च कालस्तथात्ममनसीति जगत्त्रयानि यस्माद्भवन्ति विभवन्ति विशन्ति यं च गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यच्चक्षुरेश सविता सकलग्रहाणां राजा समस्तसुरमूर्तिरशेषतेजा यस्याज्ञया भ्रमति संभृतकालचक्रो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि धर्मोतपापनिचया श्रुतयस्तपांसि ब्रह्मादिकीटपतगावदयश्च जीवा यद्दत्तमात्रविभवा प्रकटप्रभावो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्त्विन्द्रगोपमतवेन्द्रमहोस्वकर्मा बन्धानुरूपफलभाजनमातनोति कर्माणि निर्दहति किन्तु च भक्तिभाजां गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यं क्रोधकामसहजा प्रणयाधिभीति वात्सल्यमोहगुरुगौरवसेव्यभावै सञ्चिन्त्य तस्य सदृशीं तनुमापुरेते गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि Shriya Kanta Kanta Paramapurusha Kalpataravo Dhruma Bhumischintamani Ganamayi Toyamamritam Katha Ganam Natyam Gamanamapi Vamsi Priyasakhi Chidanandam Jyoti Paramapi Tad Aswadyamapi Cha Sayatra Kshirabdhi Shravati Surabhipyascha Sumahan Nimeshadharkyo Va Vrajati Nahi Yatrapi Samyaha Bhaje Svetadvipam Tadaham Iha Golokamitiyam Vindantaste Santakshiti Virala Chirakatipaye Atho Vacha Mahavishnur Bhagavantam Prajapatim Brahman Mahatva Vijnane Praja Sarge Cha Sen Mahitihi Pancha Shlokim Imam Vidyam Vatsadattam Nibodame Prabhude Gnana Bhaktibhyam Atmanyananda Chinmayi Udetyanuttama Bhaktir Bhagavat Prema Lakshana Pramanestet sad acharestad abhyasir nirantaram Bodhayan atmanatmanam bhaktim apyuttamam labhet Yasya shreyaskaram nasti yasya nivrittim apnuyat Sa sadhayati mameva bhaktim tam eva sadhayet Dharman anyan parityajya mamekam sharabhajvatan Yadrishi Shraddha Siddhir Bhavati Tadrishi Kurvan Nirantaram Karma Lokoyam Anuvartate Tenaiva Karmana Dhyayan Mam Param Bhakti Micchati Aham Hi Vishvasya Characharasya Bhijam Pradhanam Prakritim Pumamscha Maya hitam teja imam bhibarsi videhi tvam atho jaganti Ishvara parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam Iti Sri Brahma Samhita Sampurnam Harihi Om. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Dandavad Pranam. We welcome everybody to the Saturday morning program. This is the month of Kartik. So I am very and deeply very grateful to each and every one of you, and especially my Shiksha Gurus and the temple authorities for giving this opportunity to discuss Krishna Katha today. So we will be discussing about Govardhan Lila. We can do the Mangalacharan prayers and a small kirtan to get started. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajagana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajagana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajagana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajagana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajagana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava संकीर्तन की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रीमान महाप्रभु की जय, राधा मदन मोहन की जय, लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव की जय. So we will do the Mangalacharan prayers and then we can get started. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadate Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Visam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Matsamo nasti papatma naparadi chakaschana parihare pilajjame kimbruve purushottama. Yuvatinam yatha yuni yunam cha yuvatau yatha mano bhiramate tadvan mano me ramatam tvai. Bhumau skalitapadanam bhumireva valambanam tvai jata paradanam tvameva sharanam prabho. Govinda vallabhe radhe prartaye tvamaham sada twadiyam iti janatu govindo mam tvaya saha. Radhe Vrindavanadishe Karunamritavahini Kripaya Nijapadabja Dasyam Mahyam Pradiyatam. Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishnuna Manina Manadena Kirtaniyas Sada Harihi. Katanchana Smrite Yasmin Duskaram Sukaram Bhavet Vismrite Viparitam Syat Sri Chaitanyam Namamitam. Samsara dukkha jaladau pratitasya kama krodadinakramakare kavalikritasya durvasana nigaditasya nirashrayasya chaitanya chandra mama dehi padavalambam chaitanya chandra mama dehi padavalambam. Hare Krishna. First of all, I offer my respectful obeisances to all of you because you're all Vaishnavas. You came to hear and participate in Krishna Katha. So my Dandavat Pranam at your lotus feet. I also offer my prostrated obeisances to the online audience who are watching it online. I offer my respectful obeisances at your lotus feet. I also offer my respectful obeisances at the lotus feet of my Siksha Gurus and Guru Maharaj and all the Vaishnavas. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So this is the month of Kartik. And we are extremely fortunate to assemble here in this temple in front of the Lordships to participate in the Kartik. And it is very, very dear to Srimati Radharani. And Radharani blesses the devotees with a lot of good fortune and a lot of bhakti if you do a single thing, a small thing in the month of Kartik. So it's our great fortune here. And upcoming Tuesday, we have Govardhan Lila. So we will discuss some pastimes about Govardhan Lila today. So Govardhan, so Mataji, can you please point me to NOI 9, please? So this shloka is a very nice shloka. This is written by, this is the Upadeshamrita, written by Srila Rupa Goswami. And he is explaining in this particular verse about the hierarchy of Vaikunta and Mathura, Vrindavan Dham, Govardhan, Radhakund. So this particular shloka can be sung in several tunes. So we'll try the first one. This I learnt from His Grace Srivas Pandit Prabhu. Vaikunta janito vara madhupuri tatrapi rasotsavad vrindaranyamudarapaniramanat tatrapi govardhana radha kundamitapi gokulapate premamrita plavanat kuryadasya virajato giritate sevam viveki nakkaha. We can also sing this. This is Shardula Vikridita. So we can also sing this in the normal tune that we all do for Shardula Vikridita. Maybe you can all repeat after me. Vaikunta janito vara madhupuri tatrapi rasotsavad. Vaikunta janito vara madhupuri tatrapi rasotsavad. Vrindaranyamudarapaniramanat tatrapi govardhana. Radha kundamitapi gokulapate premamrita plavanat. Kuryadasya virajato giritate sevam viveki naka. Kuryadasya virajato giritate sevam viveki naka. Thank you. And the third tune also we can do in a different one. This I learned from His Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu. Vaikunta janito vara madhupuri tatrapi rasotsavad vrindaranyamudarapaniramanat tatrapi govardhana radha kundamitapi gokulapate premamrita plavanat kuryadasya virajato giritate sevam viveki nakkaha. So we'll stop there because I know only 3 tunes. So we'll go down to the translation and His Grace Shyam Jagannath Prabhu, if you can kindly read the translation.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very beautiful recitation. Thank you. The holy place known as Mathura is spiritually superior to Vaikunta, the transcendental world, because the Lord appeared there. Superior to Mathura Puri is the transcendental forest of Vrindavan, because of Krishna's Rasa Lila pastimes. And superior to the forest of Vrindavan is the Govardhan hill, for it was raised by the divine hand of Sri Krishna and was the site of his various loving pastimes. And above all, the super excellent Sri Radha Kund stands supreme, for it is overflooded with the ambrosial nectarian prema of the Lord of Gokula, Sri Krishna. Where then is that intelligent person who is unwilling to serve this divine Radha Kund, which is situated at the foot of Govardhan Hill?
Yeah, so this is given by Srila Rupa Goswami, and so we will be fortunate to discuss the Govardhan Katha, and it is relishable in the association of devotees. So here in this verse, we are seeing that Srila Rupa Goswami is giving us that above the Vaikunta is Mathurapuri, and even above the Mathurapuri is the forest of Vrindavan, because Krishna's pastimes happened there. And even above the Vrindavan Dham is Govardhana, because in the groves of Govardhana forest, Krishna, the Gopas, the Gopis, and they had very intimate pastimes. And even above the Govardhana is Radha Kund, which is situated at the foot of Govardhana hill, where Shamakund and Radha Kund exists. So Radha Kund is the supreme location. So we will, because of the upcoming Govardhana Puja, we will be celebrating on Tuesday. We can set the mood and learn some details about what is Govardhan, how it has appeared, what is the pastime behind Govardhana hill. So Krishna was, he's a 7-year-old boy, and one day he'll be observing. He goes to the forest and he comes back from the forest, and he's observing that all the Brajavasis, they are actually making very elaborate preparations, as if they are going to do a great puja, great sacrifice. So he'll be looking, and everybody is busy. Everybody is going here and there. They are moving, up and down. Everybody is busily creating something. Some people are cooking. Some people are, decorating some things. Some people are getting the puja paraphernalia and everything. So it's looking like a festive atmosphere. And little Krishna, who is 7 years old, he was curious. Of course, he knows everything, past, present, and future. But he is curious, and he goes to his father and says, "My dear father, what is going on? I see elaborate preparations are happening here, and all the people are very happy and busy doing something. What is this about? I would like to learn about certain things. Please tell me more. And also, please do not think that I am just a kid of 7-year-old and asking some question. In our family, in a family members, we should not keep any secrets. But I would like to really understand what exactly all these people are doing and why they are in a happy mood and making all these preparations." So Nanda Maharaj, gazing at his son Krishna, who is 7 years old, and he is very, 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 very beautiful. The way he is asking his question, it is bringing ecstasy to the heart of Nanda Maharaj. And with a lot of love, Nanda Maharaj took the child, Krishna, and they started speaking. "My dear boy Krishna, we are making all these preparations and all these elaborate details to do the Indra Puja. We are, from the Vaishya community, and we have cows, we have all these grains that we grow, and then we have to sustain. So for that, we all need rainfall. So in order to get rainfall, Indra is the Deva for the rains. So we do this every year, and it is coming as a parampara. Every year we do this, and then we make all these preparations, and then in order to please Indra, so that he will continuously give us rainfall, which is required for the crops to grow, for the grasses to grow, so that the cows can eat the fine grass, and then they can give the milk, and with the milk and with the grains, we can also subsist on that. So that is the reason we are making all these preparations." Now Krishna again smilingly looked at his father, and he spoke, but why are you giving all this to Indra? Don't you think that, based on our past karma, if we do any good karma in the past, automatically we will get the result, right? So we are not supposed to do any extra puja or any endeavor for this. And besides that, Indra also is bound to give. For example, if we did something in our past life, and Indra is bound to give the rainfall, so he will anyway give the rainfall. Why do you have to specifically please the God? So here Krishna is trying to explain the karma philosophy. Based on your previous karma, where all the good things happen if you do good in the past, and all the bad things happen if you do certain things bad in the previous lives. So that will come around. What goes around comes around. And then he is also talking about different types of philosophies. Now, why we have to offer this to Indra? He will anyway give if the karma is good. But instead, look at Govardhana. This Govardhana hill, every one of us go there, we play there, and then we get a lot of fruits, lot of roots, kandamulas, and all these things we get from Govardhana. And all our cows are going, all our 900,000 cows, they are grazing grass, which is coming from Govardhana. So, Govardhan is the one who is giving all this. So, let's actually do the puja for Govardhan. And Nanda Maharaj, smilingly, he agreed. Right? Now, we can understand, see, the whole of Vrajavasis, their whole aim is to please Krishna. And whatever Krishna says, they will follow. And we see in Bhagavad Gita 18 chapter 66th verse, Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha ishyami ma suchaha. So, sarva dharman parityaja, whatever you have been doing, whatever the dharma you know, whatever the things that you know, parityaja, and mam ekam sharanam raja, he said that just surrender only to me, right? And I'll take care of everything. So look at the Vrajavasis, they are already in that mode, right? So Krishna told, and Nanda Baba did not even see, he is a small child of 7 years. Oh Krishna, you are talking something, you are out of innocence, you are just a small kid. He did not avoid Krishna like that, but instead he agreed. And then he told the Vrajavasis, okay, so Krishna is saying, let's do the puja and everything to Govardhan this time. So all the villagers got this news of all the Vrajavasis, and they are so happy because Krishna told something to do, and for the pleasure of Krishna, let's do the puja of Vrindavan. And they are all anyway, every day, every evening, they go to Govardhan and they'll have a playful activities there. So now, all the elderly people are again making more elaborate preparations. So it is said in Srimad Bhagavatam and Krishna book, that they are making preparations in such a way that it is almost like, mountains of rice and mountains of grains. All these preparations were cooked with love, and they were elaborately taking all those things from their homes and in front of Govardhan, and all the elderly Brahmanas who are elder in the Vrajavasi community, they actually, did the Abhishek of Govardhan with the milk and the water, and nicely, wrapped cloth around Govardhan, and they have put a big cloth, in front of Govardhan, and they brought in all these preparations, like the heaps and heaps of rice, the heaps and heaps of, all the dal, all kinds of vegetables, all kinds of preparations, and they have cooked lakes and lakes of kheer. And so many preparations were made with so much love. And they brought all that in the carts, and with all the cows, with all the bullock carts and everything elaborately, and everybody singing songs for the pleasure of Krishna. And they all gathered and placed the prasadam in front of Govardhan, and they are ready to make an offering. And Krishna, he actually did something wonderful. So he transformed himself, he expanded himself into Govardhan. And Krishna, when he expanded himself to Govardhan, people can see that there is a mouth for Govardhan, people can see the eyes, and people can see that Govardhan is now talking. And Govardhan says that, you all came here and then you are trying to offer all this paraphernalia and puja and prasadam. I am also very happy and I am here to receive all this. So he's reciprocating, and that's the love. With so much love that they are giving the preparation, so Govardhan is also reciprocating. And the small boy Krishna, 7 years old, he bowed down. He bowed down to himself actually, Govardhan. And then after seeing Krishna bowing down, Balram bowed down, and all his cowherd gopas and the gopis and the elderly people, everybody bowed down in front of Govardhan. And then with the nice singing of the hymns from the Brahmanas and nice kirtans and nice songs, they all did the offering. They are also doing an arti. So all the elderly Brahmanas are also doing an elaborate arti for the pleasure of Govardhan. Now Govardhan is so happy, right? And so he started taking the offerings. So his arms are reaching out to the heaps and heaps of prasadam, and then he is putting it in his mouth. And then all the pulses, all the dal and all the sabji and all the preparations, all the sweets, he is reaching out and eating. And his mouth is becoming bigger and he is glowing, and he is in a blackish complexion because Krishna expanded in the form of Govardhan. So it was a very, very nice festive atmosphere. And because they all offered all these prasadam to Govardhan and Krishna expanded as Govardhan, automatically when we give something to Krishna, everybody becomes Ye Atma Suprasidati. They are all happy. They are all so jubilant. They are all so happy. And then everybody is happy. You know, the Gopas are happy, the Gopis are happy, the elderly people are happy, Balaram is happy, Krishna is happy, Govardhan is even more happy. So he is eating the prasadam and drinking the lakes of all the kheer and everything that they made with love. And he is not even waiting. After eating, he is saying, does anybody know? Aniyor. So he's going to bring me more. You know, again, you know, they are going and running around and cooking and then getting the prasadam. And this time Govardhan is not even waiting for them to bring all the prasadam. His long arms, he is reaching out, look, miles after miles there is a home and they are cooking the preparation. So he takes the prasadam and again honors it. So the Lord, when he is extremely pleased with any devotees, he does not even wait for their offering. Krishna immediately goes, like he is stealing butter. Do you think that Krishna has to steal butter? Yashoda Mata makes the fine butter. They have 900,000 cows. Out of that, Yashoda Mata chooses a particular set of cows and she feeds them with nice fragrant grass, very soft grass. And after eating that grass, they give milk. And the Padmagandha milk coming from those cows, that is what Yashoda Mata is preparing. But see Krishna. Now everybody, all the Vrajavasis are making all these preparations of butter and everything so that Krishna will come and steal. Krishna will honor. We will offer to Krishna. So Krishna is not even waiting for them to offer. He is actually going and stealing butter. So that's the nature of Krishna. When he sees his devotees is offering with love, anything that they are bringing with love, Krishna goes out of bounds to get that. So similarly, Govardhan is reaching his hands and he's grabbing the prasadam and he's honoring. And he's saying, Aniyor, give me more, give me more. So continuously he's saying that, and the people, Vrajavasis are making elaborate preparations, heaps and heaps of rice, heaps and heaps of prasadam and bringing. So finally, the devotees also understood, okay, we need to satisfy Govardhan, Krishna. So finally they gave Tulsi. So when they gave Tulsi, then Govardhan takes the Tulsi and then he's fully satisfied because Tulsi is a very favorite devotee of Krishna. So that is why, you know, even in our homes, when we make the prasadam, we put a Tulsi leaf because Tulsi is so pure that, you know, if there are any misgivings or any anarthas that we make while making our prasadams, offerings, when we put Tulsi, it becomes purified and Krishna honors anything that has Tulsi. So when Govardhan takes the Tulsi, he is very happy. He's very happy and immediately, you know what he did? He gave out all the prasadam that he has honored back again. So the whole prasadam is available as it is. So in the material world, we are all relative. If we eat the prasadam, it will finish. The plate will be empty. But in the spiritual world, it is absolute. Krishna honors all the prasadam and still all the prasadam is there. So that's the absolute nature of the prasadam. So here, although Govardhan, Krishna in the form of Govardhan ate all the prasadam, still the whole prasadam is there. Now the whole prasadam is there available, and now all the Brajavasis started feeding, the elderly people and the small children. They were all honoring prasadam to their heart content because it is Krishna prasadam. They were singing songs and nicely sitting in circles and eating prasadam. So they all ate prasadam, and after that the elderly gopas and the gopis, everybody, all the mothers, everybody honored prasadam. And they were all so happy. They were all in ecstasy because they made this operation and pleased Krishna, and Krishna also reciprocated. So everybody is experiencing that joy, that happiness within their hearts, except one person. And that is Indra. So Indra is thinking, this boy is so talkative. He is such a small boy, he is ignorant, he doesn't know what he is doing. And listening to him, Nanda Maharaj, he actually offered everything to Govardhan instead of me. How is this? What is this going on? I have to teach them a lesson. I am the controller of the rains, and if I give the rains, they will subsist on me. How come this small boy who is ignorant and Nanda Maharaj listening to him and doing everything what he says and everybody is following? Now let me see, let me show them a lesson. Let me see what I am, let me show them what I am. How I can control. And he called Samvartaka. So Samvartaka clouds are used for devastation. At the time of Brahma's sleeping time, then there is a partial devastation, and at the end of Brahma's time, there is full devastation. So at the time, there will be years and years of torrents of rain, which will fill the whole universe with water, and it will stay there for many years. There will be fire for several years. There will be water for several years. There is no scope of any living being to be alive in that situation. So that is Samvartaka clouds. And let's step back and just analyze. Okay, if Indra wants to chastise this boy, he can go directly and he says that, I am Indra, I am Devendra, I am the king of the gods. What are you doing? Why are you offering all this to a mountain? You should give it to me. Hey boy, you are doing something mischief here, right? I'm going to punish you if you do certain things like this. He could have said that, but he is using his full powers. Now what we can understand is, Indra is not an ordinary being, right? In order to become Indra, one has to do 100 Ashwamedha Yagnas in his previous life. So the Ashwamedha Yaga is done where they have a sacrificial horse and they will let loose that horse, and that horse can go anywhere it likes, and anybody can bind that horse and they can challenge, and this person has to go, or he has to send his representative to either fight with that person who bound the horse, and either he has to subdue him or he has to kill him and rescue the horse. Like that, the horse is loose. It can go to North America, South America, any part of the world it can go. And anybody who is strong enough can take capture of that particular horse. So that is Ashwamedha Yaga. So that means this person who became Indra has done this Ashwamedha Yaga, and this horse has gone all far east, west, north, south of that particular country or that particular planet, and he should go and defeat anyone and everyone. Just imagine if we are strong, right? There are stronger people who are heavy in weightlifting, who are heavy in archery, who are heavy in fist fighting, karate, and all these things. Anybody can capture, any Kshatriya can capture the horse. That means this particular person who is aiming to become an Indra, he should be so strong, so skillful to capture everything. So that is Indra. And that he has to do 100 times. 100 such sacrifices if he do, he will get the post of Indra. And all the devatas, the sun god, the moon god, the Varuna, the Vayu, the Agni, everybody is under him. Right? So Indra he's thinking, I'm such a god, I'm such an opulent god. And why do people punish? If somebody is punishing somebody more than what they deserve, that is an indication of lust. If somebody has extreme lust, that is the nature of that particular person is they will tend to punish somebody for, if a small mistake is done, you should punish them simply. But if they do bigger mistake, you can punish equally. That is how you have to actually do. But when somebody is afflicted with lust, he tends to punish people more than what they deserve. Now here Indra is, because he is afflicted with lust, now he is angry. And he is trying to show the Samvartaka clouds on these whole Vrajavasis. And what is he doing actually? He is not directing it to only Krishna. Now he wants every Vrajavasi. He wants Nanda Baba who listened to Krishna. And he is thinking that, out of ignorance, he is really thinking, thinking that out of ignorance this boy told something, and why did Nanda Maharaj accept? Right? Even if he says he has to chastise the kid and he should do my puja, but instead he did that. So that is all the things that he is going through. Right? And why he is angry? Dhyayato vishayan pumsa sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kaman kamat krodho bijayate krodhodbhavati sammoha sammoha smriti vibramaha smriti bhramshat buddhinasho buddhinashat pranashyati. So Bhagavad Gita says these two shlokas. So how the anger arises? Dhyayato vishayan pumsa. When somebody is dwelling, when thinking about the objects of senses. Like we have these 5 senses: eyes, ears, tongue, skin, and nose. Right? The objects of the senses are which will give pleasure to these things. Right? If somebody is thinking on those pleasures, right? That is dhyayato vishayan pumsa. When he is thinking, contemplating, I should get this, I should become like this, I should own this, I need to get this, I should be the recipient of this particular worship, I should be the recipient of the honor, all those things. So dhyayato vishayan pumsa sangasteshu bhajayate. The sangas, the attachment is happened. Now people get attached to that, whatever they are contemplating. And once they get attached to that, sangasteshu bhaja sangat sanjayato kaman. Through that attachment, it fortifies into lust. Kaman. Kamat krodho vijayate. When that lust is not fulfilled, that gives rise to anger. That is the actual root cause of anger. And what happens after getting anger? Krodhodbhavati sammoha. When somebody is angry, it becomes sammoha, illusion. First step of angry person is illusion. Krodhodbhavati sammoha, sammoha smriti vibramaha. When they are illusioned, they will lose the memory. They will forget, whom am I talking to? Am I talking to an elder? Am I talking to my guru? Am I talking to a Vaishnava? Am I talking to, God? They'll forget. They'll forget. Smriti vibramaha. Smriti bhramshat buddhinasho. Then the intelligence gets bewildered. So when the memory is bewildered, intelligence is also gone. And buddhinasho pranashyati. They fall down into the material pool. That means they will be taking birth again and again. So this is a sequence of anger. Now, this is all happening with Indra. Now, he knows beforehand itself that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. And he has been punished in several occasions by Krishna himself. When he went for Parijata flower, he actually fought with Indra and then later realized he is the Supreme Lord. I shouldn't be fighting with him. So he forgot because he's contemplating on the senses that he should be the recipient of the puja. not this little boy. So from his side, he's totally convinced that I am the supreme, I will go devastate. Now these clouds are coming. These Samvartaka clouds he sent, and he said that Indra, I will myself come after you, first you go. So these Samvartaka clouds, they came and they hovered on the whole of Vrindavan Dham. So it's a black clouds and there is terrible lightning, deafening, right? And thunderbolt starting falling down. A thunderbolt, when it falls on a mountain, it will split the mountain into two pieces. It's that powerful. So there is gusty winds. There are 7 types of winds that are used during devastation, and Indra also is utilizing those winds. The winds are gusting around. They are blowing and gusting around, and the whole atmosphere became like very dark. The sun is also covered, and it started raining. And it's not started raining like drops. It is raining columns. It is raining pillars. So like, a waterfall, if you're in the middle of the waterfall, so that is the kind of rain that is coming from these Samvartaka clouds. So, the whole atmosphere is very, very precarious now. Now the rain is falling and, all the Vrajavasis are completely soaked now. They are wet and these winds are blowing and it's becoming cold. The Surya Dev is covered with all these clouds, so it's cold and a lot of wind is there, so everybody is shivering. They are all shivering and they are all wet and they are all disturbed. Small children are crying, the cows are crying, the cows are making noises, and all the cows, they are trying. The cows have their neck which is very soft and which is it flaps when they walk. So the cows are trying to protect their calves with that particular thing that they have under their neck. Now everybody is so much in distress and they all go to Krishna and they appeal to Krishna. Mataji, can you give the shloka? Krishna Krishna Mahabaho 10:25:13. Can you scroll to Sanskrit, Mataji? Thank you. Krishna Krishna Mahabhaga Tvannatham Gokulam Prabho Tratum Arhasi Devana Kupitat Bhakta Vatsala. Krishna Krishna Mahabhaga. O Krishna, O Krishna, O all fortunate one. Tvannatham Gokulam Prabho. So you are the Lord of yourself and also the Gokula. Tratum arhasi, please give your protection. Devana, protect us. Na means us. And Devan, the Indra is very angry. Kupitad, angry. Bhaktavatsala, you are the Bhaktavatsala, please protect us. Oh Krishna, please protect us. So in that precarious condition, everybody is asking Krishna for protection. And you see the condition, right? Everybody is so disturbed and soaked and they are all shivering, they are all trembling. And people are so much in distress. All the cows, everybody. So Krishna looked at all of them and he knew, yes, this is the act of Indra. And then Krishna is seeing how come Indra, who is the god of the gods, is supposed to be the Devendra. Among the gods, Sura is Surendra, right? He is the king of the gods. How come only a person who is in the mode of goodness, right? He goes to the Swargaloka. How come this person is afflicted with anger and he is bringing about so much distress to the people? And he also saw the lustful condition and the wrath that is coming from Indra, and he wants to teach him a lesson. So when Krishna wants to show mercy on somebody, he removes their false pride. Because when Krishna removes the false pride, that is a blessing for that particular devotee. Right? So again, Indra, not only he did 100 Ashwamedha Yagas, he is very good in the Shastras. He can recite all the shlokas better than any of us, maybe. right? He is also a devotee, but he has a tinge of material attraction. He wants to enjoy, right? So that is the nature of Indra. So Krishna really wants to teach him a lesson and now take away his pride. So Krishna with his Yogamaya potency, he told all the Vrajavasis, please do not worry. Please, let's all go to Govardhan. We did a Govardhan Puja. Let's all take shelter of Govardhan. And Krishna is now walking from the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj to Govardhan Hill. So by the time he is going, he did not get wet. The reason behind that is, the Yogamaya potency of Krishna covered everything, all the path that Krishna is going, and he walked very swiftly to Govardhan, and then he very easily he lifted Govardhan. Very easily he lifted Govardhan, and he asked all the Vrajavasis, please come inside if you want protection. Bring all the cows, bring all the calves. And then, so everybody, whatever Krishna says, Vrajavasis listen. They do not question. So they did not see, oh, this is a big mountain. How come, can Krishna hold the mountain? They did not think like that. But they just walked in because Krishna said so. Right? So then everybody, all the cows, 900,000 cows and all the calves, and they brought in all their carts and everything so that, they can stay there for a few days. And all the gopas walked in, the gopis walked in, the elderly people with the sticks and everything, they came there, all the brahmanas, everybody went in. So all the Vrajavasis, whoever is living there, they came under Govardhan. And Krishna lifted Govardhan in such a way, it's very easily, like a small boy lifts a mushroom. That's what is given in Srimad Bhagavatam. So a small boy lifts a mushroom. It's not that, in the advertisements you see the weightlifters going like 200 pounds or 800 pounds. They will be ready, they'll be shivering, and then, they will have a position. First they'll take the thing on the chest, and then they will do. And when they are doing that, there are two stands, one leg forward and one leg backward. So that, the whole physics and everything is properly learned. They have been training for years, and they have been taking proper diet. Right? And when they are doing that, we can see in the camera that, their hands and everything, the muscles and everything are tightened. They are not breathing. Right? But Krishna picked up so easily that as though child is picking up a mushroom. Right? And then he is lifting Govardhan with his little finger, and the Govardhan is resting. And all the Vrajavasis walked inside the Govardhan. And actually, there is a very beautiful reason behind why Krishna did this. So Krishna, if he wants, he can just stop the rain then and there itself, right? He doesn't have to lift the Govardhan hill and do all this activity just to protect everybody, right? He can just stop the rain, right? If he desires the rain has to be stopped, it will stop. But he wants to give pleasure to the devotees. See, what happens is, Krishna, every day when he's going out, all the Vrajavasis, they come out in the morning, and then they open their doors, and all the elderly people, they come through their gates, they come forward, and then when Krishna is going, everybody is gazing at his beauty, everybody is looking at his beautiful face, and all the gopis, they are behind the windows, doors, and sometimes behind their parents, and very secretly watching Krishna. And this is the only glimpse that they are getting, and they are worried. They will be in intense separation, that when Krishna goes away, we won't be able to see Krishna again for the whole day. And maybe in the evening when he is coming again, we'll have darshan. So we'll miss him so dearly in the whole day. And they cannot express this publicly. They are all from a very chaste and in a village background. So they have all those deep feelings. So this is the only chance they will see Krishna when he is leaving and when he comes back. And throughout the day they cannot see. And they will be thinking, the Gopas are so fortunate, they are going with Krishna. So the Gopas go with Krishna and they come back. When they come back, the Gopis have darshan again, and the Gopas will be thinking, oh, night is there, we cannot, when will the sun rise, and when will we again go tomorrow with Krishna into the deep forest and play with him, just with him, wrestle with him, eat with him, and all those things. So they will be missing Krishna all night. the gopas, the gopis all day and all night, right? So like that, now this is a chance. So everybody came under that particular Govardhan hill, and as Krishna is lifting with his, when the whole sand is falling on the sides of the Govardhan, so it is covered, all the water not to enter inside. And then as soon as a droplet is falling down, Krishna made an arrangement that it dries up. And inside, it's all so beautiful. Now Krishna is in the center, and he's, with his potency, he is displaying himself to every Vrajavasi in such a way that he is only looking at that particular person. Nobody was seeing Krishna's back or Krishna's side or Krishna's, a different angle. Everybody is thinking that Krishna is only looking at me, and personally he's gazing at me. The whole thing, right? So everybody is getting that kind of a feeling. And it is in reality, Krishna is manifesting like that. So now, all the gopis can gaze at Krishna all day, all night, without any interruption, right? So that is their desire. So Krishna wants to fulfill this particular desire of his devotees. That is one of the reasons why Krishna manifested this Govardhan. So everybody was gazing at Krishna. The gopas are gazing at Krishna, and Krishna is gazing at the gopas, and they are exchanging, some jokes. And Yashoda Mata is worried, oh my little Krishna, his hand might be paining. And Yashoda Mata, in the meantime, she's massaging Krishna's hand, and then she's feeding him because he might be hungry. And then she's making sure, oh Krishna, are you okay? Is your arm paining? Then Krishna says, no, I am fine. I am totally fine. I can be good. Don't worry about me. What? Don't worry about me? Like if Govardhan is such a big mountain, are your hand not paining? Then he says, no, it's very easy. Govardhan has become so lighter. And then he says, if it is so, then can you make Govardhan go a little few inches high? And while Yashoda Mata is conversing like this, the gopis are gazing at Krishna, and Krishna is also gazing at each of the gopi. And in that they are embracing Krishna, and Krishna is reciprocating the embrace. And when the love is intense, you don't have to talk. A lot of things happen just by looking at them, right? So that is what the gopis are enjoying. And his friends, Madhumangal, he is a Brahmana, and he is saying that with my Brahmanical power, I am chanting these mantras. Yashoda Mata, you do not worry about Krishna. You know what is happening actually. Krishna has Balaram. His elder brother is full of strength. He will protect you. Don't worry about anything. And besides all that, I am a Brahmana. I am a perfect Brahmana. And I am chanting these mantras continuously. And that is why Govardhan is floating. So you don't have to worry about Krishna at all. Don't worry. He is fine. We are all taking care of him. And Krishna is smiling. And then when this whole thing is happening, Radharani is gazing at Krishna, and Krishna is gazing at Radharani, and they are exchanging their love and the embrace through that gazes. And at some point, Radharani looked at Krishna in a certain way. And then Krishna, out of ecstasy, started trembling. And his whole body is trembling. And even the Govardhan started trembling because of that ecstasy, because he's touching Govardhan. And then the whole Govardhan is going, trembling, and everybody is like now worried. And all the elderly gopas and everybody, they lifted their sticks and they are putting, and Madhumangal, intensified his Brahmanical prayers. All these things is happening. And then after a certain time, Krishna again, was stabilized. And this is such a nice atmosphere going on inside, and the people are playing, they are joking. Yashoda Mata is feeding Krishna. When this whole event is going on, now let's go outside the window and basically reach the clouds now. Now Indra he appeared from Airavata and using his thunderbolt. His thunderbolt, if used, it will smash any mountain to powder. That is the strength of thunderbolts. And then he is using the thunderbolts, and there is lot of hail. Lot of hail is coming, and a lot of gusty winds are flowing, and columns of rain is falling, and it's a whole village and whole atmosphere is so much with so much water. It's dark, it's cloudy, and it is so horrific that he wants to try his best strength that Indra possible. Now while this whole thing is happening, Indra could not even root out a blade of grass from Govardhan. And a single leaf is not falling from a tree, any of the tree on the Govardhan. And Govardhan is so happy because it's touched by Krishna, and he is in so deep ecstasy, he is not even feeling what is going on, as though it's like an abhishek on top of him. So nothing is happening. So 7 days and 7 nights, the whole thing passed like this. The people, Rajavasis, are having so much fun under the hill, and Vrindavan is having so much fun. There are some forest hogs, there are some deers, there are some more animals who are on top of Govardhan. Even they are not getting wet. No harm is happening to them. So when Krishna is protecting all of them, then suddenly Indra realized, I think nothing is working. Why is this? My powers are not working. Then he came back to his senses. And he realized, oh my God, I have done such a blunder. Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Now he realized, and he is in so much depression. And then he immediately went away. He called the Samartaka clouds, please come back, I did an offense. And he immediately went to his bedroom. So while that is happening, the inside the chambers, inside the hill, everybody was playful. They were cooking. They were also eating, honoring prasadam, and then they were singing the glories of Krishna. And here, the gopis could now sing the glories of Krishna in front of everybody, because Krishna is performing such a beautiful pastime. Now, after the rains have subsided, the sun is bright, and everything is clear. The skies are clear. There's no more winds. And Krishna, with his powers, he has completely dried up the whole water situation that is happening there, and everything is normal. Now Krishna said, "Let's go back." So all the Brajavasis started walking out. They took their carts, they took their cows, the calves, the elderly people, all the mothers. Everybody started walking, and so Krishna, after everybody walked out, he put Govardhana exactly as the position as it was before, and he walked into his courtyard of Nanda Maharaj's house. So like that Krishna left, and Indra, he went and he's in deep depression. He is so much depressed, and he does not know what to do. So at this time, he went to his spiritual master, Brihaspati. So that is how, whenever we are in deep distress, when we are afflicted with a lot of anarthas, when we are ignorant, we need to take shelter of the spiritual master. So he goes to Brihaspati, and Brihaspati, upon looking at him, he told, "You are an ignorant fool. What have you done? You have not only offended Krishna, but you have offended all the Brajavasis. Krishna loves them more than anybody else. Now Krishna's heart is full with all the Brajavasis. You have offended Nanda Maharaj. You have offended Yashoda Mata. You have offended all the elderly people, all the Gopas, all the Gopis. Krishna loves the cows. You try to destroy the cows. What have you done?" And Indra says, "My dear spiritual master, please help me. What should I do in this situation? You are my only shelter." So he says that, "No, I cannot do anything right now. I think at this situation, you have to go to Lord Brahma. I think he will give you guidance." So Krishna goes to Indra goes to Brahma and see the capacity of Indra. He can go and he can see all those people face to face, right? So he goes to Brahma, and Brahma, once he saw Indra, and he says that, "You are an ignorant fool." What have you done? This is such a thing that you have done. Krishna loves his devotees. You have not only offended Krishna, you tried to destroy Nanda Maharaj. You tried to destroy all these people, all the Vrajavasis, everybody you tried to destroy. Now, I don't think if you go, you cannot go alone. Krishna will not even look at you. You have to approach Krishna through a devotee. So, Krishna loves the cows. So, the mother of all the cows is Surabhi. So, you take shelter of Surabhi. You go and do your prostrated obeisances at Surabhi and then request, beg, so that Surabhi will take and Krishna will forgive you. So, that's what Brahma tells. So, whenever we commit any offenses, it is an indication that, we cannot directly approach. Not only offense, even if you are doing any particular seva, if you want to say something to any of your spiritual master, it is recommended you don't go straight. You should always approach your spiritual master or the superiors, like any of the sannyasis, through a devotee, through a senior devotee. Because when that particular devotee prays for you, that is when Krishna will look at you. We will not have any qualification to go to Krishna or even to the spiritual master directly. We have to go through a devotee. Only when the devotee prays, we will get that required things to actually, where Krishna will look at us. So the Surabhi cow goes down, and then Indra is walking behind. So Surabhi goes and she first, offers prayers, and Krishna is so happy to see the cows, and she offers prayers that, "Oh Krishna, Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha." Go is a cow. So you protect the cows, you are the protector of the cows. You protected all the cows. I am the mother of all the cows. So she is so grateful that Krishna protected. And then she says, "Behind me is Indra, please forgive him." And Krishna forgave. So that is the way to approach when somebody does a big mistake or anything. That is how we approach. And if we go to Gaura Lila, we have this Jagai and Madai. They were doing so many atrocities. They were killing cows. They are drinking the blood of the cows. They are raping women. They are killing people. They are looting people. They are taking their properties. They are afflicting so much pain to all the peoples in that particular Navadip Mandal. So, and Madai once he took a pot and he threw it Nityananda Prabhu. And Nityananda Prabhu started bleeding. And seeing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his eyes were red. And he is very angry, and he called for his Sudarshan Chakra to immediately chop off the head of Jagai and Madai who killed. So then immediately Nityananda Prabhu, he stopped. He stopped and says, I am fine, this is just a small thing. And you know what? In fact, after Madai hit me, he's trying to hit me second time, and this Jagai stopped him from hitting me. And as soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard that, he immediately forgave, because he is trying to protect his devotee Nityananda. He immediately forgave Jagai, and he put the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on the heart of Jagai. And Jagai immediately, he was trembling in ecstasy, and he started chanting. So as soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu placed his lotus feet on the heart, he transformed. And he transformed and is singing in ecstasy. And seeing that, Madai said, "My Lord, everything what Jagai did, I did. everything what I did, Jagai also did. Now he got this mercy of your Krishna Prema. Please also bestow me of Krishna Prema. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, not to you, because you have hit Nityananda Prabhu. Only if you take shelter of Nityananda Prabhu, I'll forgive you. So immediately he falls flat on the ground and takes shelter of Nityananda Prabhu, and Nityananda Prabhu forgives, and he presents, my Lord, please forgive him, please give Krishna Prema to him. Now because he told, please give Krishna Prema, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave Krishna Prema to Madhai also, who hit him and who was trying to kill Nityananda Prabhu. So that is the nature. Like when a devotee says, when Nityananda Prabhu says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave mercy. When Surabhi says, when Surabhi prays, that's how Krishna gave mercy to Indra, although Indra has done so much havoc. So in our lives also, we can take shelter of Krishna, we can take shelter of our Guru through the senior devotees, through the exalted Vaishnavas. That should be the approach. So after Krishna forgave Indra, so then Indra went back, and then they were, I think we have a little time here. I'll pause a little bit. Is everybody doing okay? Okay. Any reflections or questions, so that we can, before we move forward? Yes, Prabhu, Hari Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you for the class so far. It was really nectarian. One question I had is, I was always confused during the 7 days and 7 nights that Indra was trying to destroy the Vrajavasis and Krishna. Like people like his guru, Brihaspati, knew that it was wrong, like when he approached and asked about it. So why did nobody intervene? Like none of the other demigods, no other powers, anything? Was it just for keeping the rasa alive, that Krishna arranged it so? Or what were they doing while this was happening?
As far as my understanding, Prabhu, is Indra did not ask for an advice before. I mean, that is also one of the qualities of a Vaishnava. Anything significant that we are doing, we should first take permission of a devotee, right? So he did not go and ask permission with anybody that I am going to go and do this. In fact, if you see the first shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam, Janmadyasya yatonvaya aditarata charteshva vigna swarat thene brahma hridaye muhyanti yat suraya. Muhyanti yat suraya. Even the demigods are put to illusion by Krishna. So everybody is put to delusion. And in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Name vidu suragana maharshaya saptapurve. So even the suragana does not know me. Right? So when Krishna is doing this Lila, not necessarily everybody knows that he is the Supreme Lord. Right? They all know that Supreme Lord will descend, but look at Brahma, when all the calves have been stolen, right? And he stole the calves just to see who is this boy, right? So like that they were. And also Indra also did not ask any permission. Like had he had a chance to go and seek blessings of his spiritual master before he was going and taking Samvartaka clouds, definitely he would have advised, but he did not. Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhuji. The mic is not visible.
An exalted demigod like Indra, if he cannot control his anger, what is the hope for us?
Yeah, wonderful question, Prabhu. Yes, and that is the whole point of such pastimes, right? So when if you see, Brahma also got angry. Brahma is created and then he's trying to create the population. Then he created the 4 Kumaras. And he advised the 4 Kumaras, please go and create progeny. But the Kumara said, no, we will be celibates, we will remain brahmacharis. And because they did not do what Brahma said, Brahma was angry. He did not express it widely, but he was angry. And through that anger, in the middle of his eyebrows, there came Lord Rudra, Shiva, manifested out of that anger. So Brahma got angry, Indra got angry, And in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned that even the four Kumaras, when they go to Vaikunta, when they are stopped by these two people, Jaya and Vijaya, they also got angry. So in Vaikunta also they got angry. So, but the thing is, they are angry that we came to take darshan of the Lord and we were not able to get that seva. Right? So that is the thing. Anger will be there, but anger, Hanuman got angry. Right? All these people, everybody got angry. So what that tells is that anger is there, but only thing is we have to follow, we have to take shelter of Krishna, and then we will be saved. That is one thing. And then we should also reflect and see what is I am angry at. Right now I am in this angry situation. For what? Do I want something am I not getting? I'm becoming angry? Or is it that, I have this service, somebody took this service away from me? That anger is a good anger compared to this anger, where it is sense perception. But nevertheless, His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu once in the class told that any type of anger is not good. So, well, yes, we can utilize anger like the Hanuman used his anger to burn the Lanka. It is possible, but that is Hanuman. We cannot, we are not there yet, and so we should, at least I am not there yet. So Vaisheshika Prabhu advised that we should never use anger, even if it is in the right way. We should not deploy that. So the pastime of Indra, such a high being, becoming angry and doing all these things indicates that how vulnerable we are. And Abrahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravritano. So in the whole thing, we will have these disturbances of these material threefold miseries. So more or less, in the Marcha Loka it is more, but in the higher planets it is less. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, another question, a little different,
Yes.
about hurt. So when we feel hurt, many times our pride is hurt. And the humility says we should control our pride, and so, but the pride also drives us to action in at least a lot of us, competitive drive and so on. I mean, a lot of that is underneath there is pride. So how do we draw the balance between pride and humility?
So you asked a generic question, Prabhu. So the generic answer to that is basically, if you are aware that this is coming out of pride, that is actually a big step. So that means you're good. And if you are struggling, knowingly you are struggling in that situation, that means actually you are progressing. But the point is, the problem will be when you don't even know that you are proud, right? And you don't even know that you are getting angry and you're not supposed to get angry. Those are big problems. But like if you know you're getting angry, but you're not able to control, and you know that this needs to be not done, I should not further create anything bad here, and you're taking shelter of Krishna intensely by praying and by remembering Him, that means you are actually struggling, and that's a good thing. So you can measure, like, what is the basis? Did I completely forget? I don't know if I'm proud or not. And then otherwise you are in the second level where you are aware and all. And then what you can do is, Prabhu, hear more Krishna Katha. And again, I'll quote what Vaisheshika Prabhu told in the class. When you are agitated by these things, read chapter a day once, every day. So if you read 20 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita every day, your agitations will stop automatically. So His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu told this in 2-3 instances in his classes. And I personally started implementing that, and I have seen some results. So thank you, Prabhu. So any other questions or comments, reflections?
Beautiful class. We could visualize the Lila as if it is happening. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Just a couple of realizations or observations, I suppose. The asking a devotee for forgiveness so that he can approach the Lord for forgiveness is a beautiful, beautiful point. It reminded me of something similar, which I recently heard in a discourse by His Grace Gauranga Darshan Das, where he's giving a discourse based on a commentary by one of the Goswamis on the Modar Ashtakam on Shloka 7 and Shloka 8. And so he talks about in verse 7, Satyavrata Muni is narrating the pastime of Krishna's Damodar Lila on how he relieved the two sons of Kuvera. And he is narrating that so that he can remind the Lord that he did mercy on them. But then he also realizes that he did the mercy because the sons of Kuvera had mercy from Narad Muni. So there is a recommendation. It's like a letter of recommendation.
Yes, yes.
And then based on that, in Shloka 8, he says, who can give me a letter of recommendation so that Krishna will have mercy on me? So that's why it says, Namo Radhikaya Tudiya Priyaya in the 8th Shloka. So similar parallel, similar theme. And the second observation was when you were describing that how with his Maya and his potency, Krishna made it appear when he was holding the Govardhan hill that he is looking at each one of the devotees, right? But no one actually knew that. They all thought they were looking at him. Similar thing happens, since it's Diwali time, I'm taking the liberty to share this from Goswami Tulsidas Ji, Shri Ramcharitmanas. When Bhagwan is coming back to Ayodhya, the Viman lands, the Pushpak Viman lands, and then he realizes that the people are all the Avadvasis, they are so eager and desperate to greet him and have his darshan. Bhagwan replicates himself instantaneously. Amit Roop Pragatetai Kala, Jatha Jog Sab Milei Kripala. So just at the same time, Bhagwan is hugging everyone, but no one finds out about it. So.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for bringing those realization. Yes, Prabhu, you have a comment? Sham Jagannath Prabhu.
Couple of reflections and one comment, Prabhuji. Very beautiful class. As Prabhuji mentioned, I was remembering our Guru Maharaj, how his narrations, I could see, sometimes you also said, it reminded me of Guru Maharaj as he narrates the pastime, very similar, like father, like son. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhu.
I liked particularly when you mentioned about Srimati Radharani looked at Krishna and Krishna felt that ecstasy. And in that ecstasy passed on to Govardhan also. And both of them were trembling. I could understand Krishna trembling because of ecstasy. But then I always thought Govardhan trembled because Krishna was trembling. But then when you pointed out, Govardhan also felt the ecstasy. So we can understand these are all spiritual beings with ability to experience spiritual ecstasy. So that was very beautiful, I thought. So another comment, if I may, I
yes,
thought
Prabhu, please.
About anger. So I thought I'll share is you mentioned during your class about 2.63-64 verse about how contemplation leads to attachment and attachment leads to lust because we keep thinking about it and the mind is occupied by it, and when the lust is unfulfilled it leads to anger. So in my own experience, when you actually notice that you are getting attached to or thinking about a sense object, that is the first and easiest place to cut down our eventual anger. So on a practical basis, that is something we can all think about. Is this desire that I have is a material desire? Am I longing for gulab jamun, for example? And let's say, so somebody is making prasadam and they're making cake or gulab jamun. You're thinking, oh wow, now I'm going to taste in maybe a couple of hours. I had this experience just yesterday. So somebody's birthday was there and they brought a beautiful cake, mango cake, yellow and looked very nice. Because I developed that attachment. Eventually when I tasted it, Actually, it didn't taste that good. So I was disappointed in the beginning as soon as I tasted it. But then I realized this is actually Krishna's mercy. I shouldn't be like this. But it just goes on to show that the moment you have some certain expectations that this should be like this, this is what I'm expecting it to be, and as soon as it doesn't work the way I want it to be, we become angry. Instead, if we can be open enough and say, Krishna knows what is best for me. And if Krishna has kindly arranged it like this, this is the best thing I should have right now. If we are able to think at that moment where certain bad things happen to us, certain people do not respond the way we expect them to, I notice that it is much easier for us to control anger. So I thought I'll just share that. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu, for sharing that. But on another level, yeah, if we have a longing to eat Krishna Prasadam, it's not bad. This question is being asked to several devotees and several spiritual masters, and the answer they gave consistently is if you can, health can take it, you can eat up to how much you can handle. You can also contemplate on the prasadam. Prasadam is not different than Krishna, so that is okay. This is mainly contemplation on the sense objects. Like when we are putting Krishna outside and then we are thinking that we want to enjoy, that will lead to all this. But yeah, you made a good point that, when we want certain things to happen in our way, and if they don't go, we should be open enough, right? So Vaisheshika Prabhu also says, my way or no way, I quit, right? So you should never be like that. If you are like that, you'll be pained in several situations. So yes, you can have your way, but like if you are able to cooperate, I think that's what we show as a love to Krishna. Thank you so much for bringing that. And thank you, Prabhu, for bringing your realizations as well. So we have about 20 minutes. Thank you, Prabhu. Time is always short for having, maybe, I was longing to narrate how Govardhan appeared in both spiritual world and in the material world. And we have Govardhana Dashakam, so basically praying to Govardhana. So we'll do one of that now. So we cannot do both now. So how Govardhan appeared. So in the spiritual world, once Lord Krishna and Srimati Radharani, and they were surrounded by all the gopis, and they were, during the rasa dance, they actually came aside and sat in a place resting, and at that time Radharani looks at Krishna's beautiful face, and Radharani asks, Prabhu, if you are happy with my love, could you please arrange something for us, something beautiful? So then Krishna, looking at Srimati Radharani, his love for her increased, and then his eyes half closed, and Shyamasundara, he's so beautiful. And when his love towards Radharani increased, and thinking, what should I manifest? A drop of that love from his heart manifested, and for a moment it has appeared in the air, and then it fell on the ground. And from that drop developed a beautiful mountain with 100 golden peaks. And it is so beautiful, so intensely beautiful. There are so many nice caves inside. There were so many trees, so many birds. So many birds are chirping nicely. And after all that, because it manifested from the love of Krishna, it transformed into that particular mountain with 100 golden peaks. Now, all the Vrajavasis, they came and they saw this wonderful mountain, and they wanted to name it. So they named it as Govardhan. All the Vrajavasis named it as Govardhan. So Go means cow and Vardhan means one who gives shelter. So one who gives the pleasure. So then some of the elderly people thought that we will give another name. We'll call it as Shatashringi. Shatashringi means 100 shrines. Like basically there are 100 mountain peaks that they have, these golden peaks, right? So they're named. And then it started expanding. And it expanded in such a way that it expanded into the whole of Vrajadam. And then it is also expanding into the houses of all the Vrajavasis. Now everybody came and tell Krishna. Actually, in spiritual world, there is no complaining, but looks like they did there, right? And then Krishna, with love, he slapped the cheek of Govardhan, and Govardhan came back to the normal size again. And then he told, why are you expanding and why are you it is disturbing the feelings of the Vrajavasis. So that's how the Govardhan is manifested in the spiritual world. And when Krishna wants to come to this material realm, so Krishna appeared as, he's taken Lila avatar and also Guna avatar, Lila avatar as Krishna. And then when he is appearing, he was thinking, I will miss Radharani. And Radharani is also intensely feeling separation already. I'll miss Shyama. Right? And when they were thinking like that, Krishna goes to Radharani and asks, do you want to also come with me? Then immediately Radharani tells a message saying that, oh Krishna, like for our Rasalila pastimes, how can we go anywhere without Vrindavan, without Govardhan, and without Yamuna? So these are the three things that Radharani has asked for. So instantly all these personalities were standing before, and Govardhan, he manifested in the material world in Shalma Dvipa. And that is next to west of Jambu Dvipa, where we are living. So Govardhan is so beautiful. So one day Pulastya Muni, this is again the material world, how Govardhan appeared. So Pulastya Muni, he is going, and one day he saw this particular beautiful mountain, and he thought that, wow, this is such a beautiful mountain. Let me take it to Kashi. Kashi is a place where in the Varanasi, Kashi, the ground is flat. We don't have any mountain. So if I take this, I'll use it for my liberation, to do more tapasya. So he went and he tried to lift it, but it is very heavy. And then Govardhan said, please ask my father for permission. So his father is Dronachal, right? So Chal means anything that is moving. Achal means something that does not move. So the mountain does not move. Himachal, Nilachal, all these things are getting those names, right? So Dronachal's son is, Govardhan. So then when he takes the permission with a lot of separation, he says, okay. And then when he is taking Govardhan, there is one condition that is being set. If you put me in any place, I will not move from that place. I will be fixed permanently in that location. So Pulastya Muni, he takes Govardhan, and he's flying in the air, and all night he'll be flying, and the next day morning. And so he gets the nature's calls, and at the same time, the Govardhan, they are passing by Vrajadham. And looking at that, Govardhan is in now ecstasy, is thinking about all the pastimes and everything that he came to serve Krishna, right? So when he was looking down, he's becoming heavier and heavier and heavier, and that increased, the nature call of this Rishi, and he put that in the Vrajadham, and he attended the nature's call, and then he took a bath in Yamuna, and then he came back and tried to lift again. But the right now, Govardhan is so determined that he wouldn't move from there. Then this sage, Pulastya, he's about to curse. At the time, Govardhan reminds, hey, we had a deal, right? Wherever you put me, that is my permanent place. And you have put me, and this is my permanent place. But he said, no, I want to take you to Kashi. Let me try. And he tries so hard, but he could not. And then he curses him. That because you're not coming with me, you're not moving, every day you will sink into the ground like a mustard seed, the size of the mustard seed. Actually, in the Sanskrit, it is tila used. So it's like sesame seed. So you'll sink into the ground. So when that is happened, so right now, Govardhan's actual size is 8 miles, 8 yojanas long, 8 yojanas tall, and 5 yojanas wide. So that is like, in the terms of here, from here to Sacramento is the length and also the height. And here to maybe Dublin is the width of Govardhan. So it is becoming, every day it is shrinking. And there is also another beautiful pastime that is narrated by Srila Jiva Goswami, where I don't think we'll have time for that. But that's how, Govardhan appeared in the material world. So we can stop here because we are running out of time. I'd like to give some time for anybody to ask any question or comments.
If you don't mind, can we use some of that time to narrate the pastime that you are going to share, Prabhuji? Maybe
Quickly.
If you.
Yeah, this will take this will take a lot, but thank you. So Srila Rupa Goswami said that when Krishna left Vrindavan Dham, all the gopas, all the gopis, they were going around and they were searching after Krishna. They waited 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, and then they were determined. They were crying with a lot of tears in their eyes. All the gopis started going around, and they were looking for Krishna at every corner of Vrindavana. And finally, they remembered, we'll also go to Govardhan because a lot of pastimes happened there. They went to Govardhan and they were walking. They were doing parikrama. And they were looking at every corner and they were doing pradakshina of Govardhan. And they were looking so intensely, right? Like that, our Shad Goswamis, they also started crying out for Krishna. Mataji, can you show the Shad Goswami Ashtakam verse, number 7? So when the gopis are going around like that, so our Shad Goswamis, they were singing, Radha Kunda Thate Kalinda Tanaya Tire Chavam Shivate Premon Madhavasada Shesha Dasaya Grastau Pramattau Sada Gayantau Chakada Harer Gunavaram Bhavam Bhibhutau Muda Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghujugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau. So, Premon Mada Vasada Shesha Dasaya. So, the Premon Mada, they have so much intense love. And they were going around Govardhan and they are also looking for, Hey Radha, Hey Krishna, where are you? So, this is the thing that is followed by our Goswamis. So, the gopis, when they are going around, after going around for 12 times, they fall flat at the feet of Govardhan and then they were crying intensely. Their hair is all loosened and their clothes are torn and they were looking after Krishna, looking and crying for Krishna. So, when they have Krishna, the ecstasy that they feel is actually, when they are not with Krishna, the ecstasy that they feel is much intense, if you see in this, which is also followed by our Goswamis. So, in that intensity crying, when they are crying, then Govardhan felt so much sympathy on these gopis. And he started shrinking every day by the sesame seed size and is sinking into the ground. So that is also another reason that Srila Jiva Rupa Goswami has mentioned why Govardhan is shrinking every day. So that is the pastime that I want to tell. I mean, there is a lot of narration to this, but in the interest of time, we'll stop here. So any other questions or comments, final comments? We are over time, I think. Yeah. Thank you so much. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Thank you for coming Saturday morning. It's just nice to see the devotees, since the devotees are here as well as online. We appreciate Acyuta Kumar Prabhu for giving a wonderful class as well. We do miss Vaisheshika Prabhu, but I think we are keeping the momentum on, so we are grateful to each of you. So next we have a Bhakti community announcements. I think Prabhu is out, but we do like to invite and encourage and make feel welcome the newcomers. So if you know any devotees who would like to advance in their spiritual life and want to feel comfortable taking shelter of the Bhakti community, please feel free to contact Hari here. He is here. If you and those who are online, you can reach out to Jai Madhava Prabhu and Bhavini Bhakti. Kautukarna Prabhu is in India, but with Krishna Bhakti Krishna Sakha can help also. And then Malini is not here, so it's SKP. So I'm sure they do have lots of books distribution places, especially now a lot of festivals and events are happening. So Hari here and Shri Gopal Prabhu, Acyuta Kumar Prabhu, Jaikane Prabhu, they can guide you into the spots for today. Hare Krishna. Malini, if you're online, please come up. Otherwise, we'll go into the Guru Puja and then you can come back on after Guru Puja. Go ahead, sister. Okay. Malini, are you there? We can barely hear you. Nomita Mahanti? Okay, thank you, Malini. There you are. Please go ahead.
Sorry, I was okay. So today, we don't have major festivals that we know of, but today Sankirtan team is going on book distribution. To one team is going to Oakland, the Western Sankirtan team, and other teams, some are going to Fremont and Dublin for door-to-door book distribution. And yesterday, Namsmaran Prabhu set up a table at the Garba festival in Santa Clara Convention Center. So if anybody would like to join today's Sankirtan, you can reach out to the devotees there, Acyuta Kumar Prabhu, who just gave a wonderful class. And other devotees are there. You can reach out or you can reach out to me and then we'll take you on book distribution. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Namashrishtam manumapi sachiputram atva-sarupam Shri-rupam tasya-grijam-uruparim maturim goshtavatim Radha-kundam girivaramaho-radhika madhavasham Prapto yasya pratita-kripaya Shri-gurum tam natosmi He Guru Jnanada Dina Bandho Swananda Data Kurunaika Sindhu Vrindavanasina Hitavatara Prasida Radha Pranaya Prachara He Dina Bandhu Kurunaika Sindhu Kuru Prasadam Mai Mandamudhe Laksha Parade Bahupapagade Tatpada Padme Stumatischa Krishne. I bow down to the beautiful lotus feet of my spiritual master, by whose causeless mercy I have obtained the supreme holy name, the divine mantra, the service of the son of Sachimata, the association of Srila Swarup Damodar, Rupa Goswami, and his older brother Sanatan Goswami, the supreme abode of Mathura, the blissful abode of Vrindavan, the divine Radha Kund and Govardhan Hill, and the desire within my heart for the loving service of Sri Radhika and Madhava in Vrindavan. O spiritual master, O giver of divine wisdom, O friend of the fallen, you are the giver of your own bliss, and you are the only ocean of mercy. Although dwelling in Vrindavan, you have descended for the welfare of fallen souls like myself, and you are preaching the divine love of Radha for Krishna. Please be kind upon me. O friend of the lowly, O Gurudev, you are the only ocean of mercy. I am a dull fool and have committed hundreds of thousands of offenses. I have fallen into a dense myriad of sins, and therefore grace me with your mercy so that my mind may be fixed on your lotus feet and on Sri Krishna. The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. I bowed to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. Our only wish is to have our consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is a perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens our darkened eyes and fills our hearts with transcendental knowledge. He is our Lord birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates. By him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor, and the Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Vandamu Isavadana Mate Vandamu Isavadana Mate Jahara prasade bai e bhavatoriya jai Krishna prapti hoya hoite Krishna prapti ho jahan hoite Krishna prapti ho Guru mukha padma bhakya chitete koriya kya arana kori ho mane asha arana kori ho mane asha Shri Guru charane rati aise uttama gati जय प्रसाद पूरे सर्व आशा जय प्रसाद पूरे सर्व आशा चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित प्रेम भक्ति जा होते अविद्या विनाश जाते प्रेम भक्ति जा होते अविद्या विनाश जाते वेदे गाय जहर चरितो वेदे गाय जहर चरितो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आगम जनार बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनारा बंधु लोकना लोकेर जीवाना लोकना लोकेर जीवाना हा हा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे बाधा जाया हा हा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे बाधा जाया हा हा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे बाधा जाया हा हा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे बाधा जाया ए विकास त्रिभुवाना ए विकास त्रिभुवाना Shila Prabhupada Patita Pavana Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Shila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Shila Prabhupada Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पश्यता दशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Ji Radhe. Jaya Mahaprabhu Shriman Mahaprabhu, Jaya Mahaprabhu Shriman Mahaprabhu. Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Narahari. Nitya Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. नमो विष्णु पद परम से परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र शत श्री श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नमो विष्णु पद परम से परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र शत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। मथुरापुरी धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। मायापुर धाम की जय। सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय। ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय। कलियुग पावनी हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। कार्तिक व्रत की जय। हरे कृष्ण। All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Hari Hari Bol.